अस्सलाम वालेकुम स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम बैक फॉर लेक्चर नंबर 2। होप आप लोगों ने ज़रूर वर्क बेस्ड लर्निंग के कॉन्सेप्ट के बारे में पिछले लेक्चर में कुछ सीखा था उसको घरों में जाकर आप लोगों ने अपनी प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में से कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स मज़ीद बेहतर तौर से सीखने और अंडरस्टैंड करने की कोशिश की होगी। सो स्टूडेंट्स, पिछले लेक्चर में जो चीज़ें हम लोगों ने कवर की उसमें दो मेजर कॉन्सेप्ट्स, दो मेजर चीज़ें डिस्कस की, जिसमें कि हम लोगों ने कहा व्हाट वर्क बेस्ड लर्निंग इज़, व्हाट इज़ द नेचर ऑफ वर्क बेस्ड लर्निंग, एंड वी shared few of the examples from our daily lives. स्टूडेंट्स, उसके बाद हम लोगों ने वर्क को समझने की कोशिश की थी, व्हाट बेसिकली वर्क इज, और जनरली लोग जब वर्क परफॉर्म करते हैं तो किस किस किस्म की एक्टिविटीज़ में इन्वॉल्व होते हैं। ऐसा ही है स्टूडेंट्स? Do you all agree to me? Okay. So shortly we will have a recap about the previous lecture और फिर कुछ मज़ीद चीज़ें आज के लेक्चर में इंक्लूड करेंगे। तो स्टूडेंट्स, we have understood in the previous lecture that what basically is work-based learning. Work-based learning से मुराद when we are combining, when we are linking up two fields of knowledge, that is learning and practical working. Learning comes from the proper settings, proper formal settings. Generally हमारे केस में, हमारे सिनेरियोस में अगर हम देखें तो जनरली हम ज़्यादा कुछ लर्न कर पाते हैं जो कि हमारी फॉर्मल सेटिंग्स में होता है, लाइक स्कूल, लाइक कॉलेजेस, लाइक यूनिवर्सिटीज़। सो जब हम वहाँ से एक हैंडसम अमाउंट ऑफ नॉलेज एक्वायर करते हैं, कॉन्सेप्ट्स लर्न करते हैं, वर्ड्स के मीनिंग्स लर्न करते हैं, उनकी इंटरप्रिटेशन लर्न करते हैं, उनकी थ्योरी बिल्डिंग एंड थ्योरी एप्लीकेशन लर्न करते हैं, तो हम क्या कर रहे होते हैं? हम बेसिकली वी आर इन अ प्रोसेस ऑफ एक्वायरिंग नॉलेज। हम नॉलेज गेन कर रहे होते हैं, हम लर्निंग कर रहे होते हैं, और विच इज़ नोन एज लर्निंग इन अ फॉर्मल सेटिंग्स। जब उस लर्निंग को हम लेकर आ जाते हैं प्रैक्टिकल फील्ड में, प्रैक्टिकल when we apply that acquired knowledge in a practical field, in a work settings, in the organization which is offering, which is performing different operations. So we say that now we have joined, now we have combined two streams of knowledge, that is knowledge and work. That is something intangible versus tangible. Tangible in terms of practical experience, not in terms of something like that we can hold in our hands, but tangible in terms of practically applying that knowledge, skills, that those abilities to the work situations, to the changing work situations. So students, हम लोगों ने ये सीखा कि वर्क बेस्ड नॉलेज से मुराद ये है कि जो आपने नॉलेज एक्वायर किया था, जब आप उसको प्रैक्टिकली इम्प्लीमेंट करते हो किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, किसी बाय होल्डिंग एनी ऑफ द पोजीशन, सो इट बिकम्स वर्क बेस्ड नॉलेज। वर्क बेस्ड नॉलेज के हवाले से एक और बात हम लोगों ने ये कही थी कि वर्क बेस्ड नॉलेज enables us to solve the problems that come across while we perform operations, while we perform work, while we perform job. ऐसा ही था स्टूडेंट्स। फाइन। उसके बाद स्टूडेंट्स हम लोगों ने कुछ समझने की कोशिश की थी अबाउट वर्क, व्हाट बेसिकली वर्क इज। हम लोग इस बात पे एग्री हुए थे, हम लोगों ने ये बात अंडरस्टैंड की थी कि वर्क इज समथिंग दैट हेल्प्स अस टू जनरेट सम फाइनेंशियल रिसोर्सेस। Work is something that is based on some economic activity. Work is something that helps us to generate some resources that helps us to fulfill our needs. Fine? Okay. स्टूडेंट्स अब इस डिस्कशन को मज़ीद आगे बढ़ाते हैं और अब ये जानने की कोशिश करते हैं कि व्हाट बेसिकली लर्निंग इज। सिंस जब हम वर्क बेस्ड लर्निंग की बात करते हैं तो दो मेजर चीज़ें, दो मेजर कॉन्सेप्ट्स हमें सुनने को मिलते हैं, दैट इज वर्क एंड लर्निंग। वर्क को तो कुछ आइडिया डेवलप कर पाए, अब let's see what basically learning is, how it starts, how it takes place at first. Then we will look into few of the theories that have been developed by different experts in the field of psychology, in the field of organizational behavior, in the field of dealing with human behaviors. So since when we talk about work-based learning, so we are motivating individuals to bring up that acquired knowledge to the workplaces. And definitely when a person brings that knowledge to a workplace, he or she is involved in changing his or her behavior as well. Fine. So students, looking at different aspects of learning, different definitions of learning. Okay, if we generalize this term of learning, what do you people understand that what this learning stands for? और हम सिंपल अल्फाज में अगर ये कहना चाहें कि ये लर्निंग क्या चीज़ होती है, हमारे जनरल अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या है लर्निंग के बारे में, तो हम यूं कहेंगे शायद कि एनीथिंग दैट वी एक्वायर एंड दैट enhances or that contributes towards increasing our ability to perform at work is known as learning. जो कुछ सीखा आपने, जो कुछ आपने acquire किया, that is learning. ठीक है जी, कैसे? Again going back to the old example that we were discussing in our previous lecture of driving. क्या था? अगर आप बग़ैर लर्न किए ड्राइव करेंगे तो एक्सीडेंट्स के चांसेस, फेलियर के चांसेस ज़्यादा हैं. फाइन. जब आपने नॉलेज एक्वायर किया एंड व्हेन यू प्रैक्टिकली डिड इट, व्हेन यू एक्चुअली परफॉर्म्ड इट, तो बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस आपको फील हुआ. ओवरकमिंग दिस डिफरेंस इज़ लर्निंग. इसमें स्किल्स भी इन्वॉल्व हैं, इसमें आपकी कैपेबिलिटीज़ भी इन्वॉल्व हैं, इसमें आपका एप्टीट्यूड ऑफ लर्निंग ड्राइविंग भी इन्वॉल्व है, और इस तरह से बहुत सारी चीज़ें इस एक एक्टिविटी में इन्वॉल्व हैं. ऐसा ही है स्टूडेंट्स? यस, गुड. होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड द कॉन्सेप्ट. सो नाउ लुकिंग एट द definitions of learning. So students, I am going to read the definition of learning for you people from the slides. Just follow me. It says that learning is the relatively permanent change in a person's knowledge or behavior due to experience. Wow, what a nice definition. This is what we are going to discuss in this course, in the upcoming lectures, and this is what we have set as our objective to make students learn. Students, ऐसा है कि learning क्या है, कहता ये है, the definition states that this is something that encourages, that helps, that motivates students, that helps anyone, that helps individuals to change their behavior as a result of some experience, as a result of interacting with the organizational practices, the factors that are involved in organizational functioning. So, students, relatively permanent change means this is something that lasts for a longer period of time with an individual. एक इंडिविजुअल की बिहेवियर चेंज को एनहांस करना, बिहेवियर में मॉडिफिकेशन लाना इज अबाउट लर्निंग. कैसे? आम फहम सी छोटी सी एग्जांपल शेयर कर लेते हैं. आप लोग फाइनेंस के सब्जेक्ट क्यों पढ़ना चाहते थे? आप लोग ह्यूमन रिसोर्स स्पेशलाइजेशन के सब्जेक्ट क्यों लेना चाहते थे? आप लोग मार्केटिंग से रिलेटेड सब्जेक्ट क्यों ऑप्ट करना चाहते थे फॉर दैट मैटर, या करना चाहते हैं इफ यू हैव टू ऑप्ट फॉर द स्पेशलाइजेशन कोर्सेज इन द अपकमिंग सेमेस्टर्स. क्या वजह थी? उसकी वजह यही थी कि आप आने वाले वक्त में अपने आप को किसी ऐसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में देख रहे थे जो कि आपके फील्ड ऑफ स्टडी से रेलेवेंट थी. ऐसा ही है. फाइन. तो स्टूडेंट्स, अगर हम इसको देखें तो हमें ये बात समझ आती है कि हमने फाइनेंशियल टेक्निक्स, हमने फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट, हमने फाइनेंस से रिलेटेड बहुत सारे और कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्यों एक्वायर किए, ताकि वो हमारे बिहेवियर का हिस्सा बन जाए, ताकि वो हमारे नॉलेज का परमानेंट हिस्सा बन जाए. We have learned those concepts and we are taking those concepts to the work environment. So, कहने का मतलब ये students कि this is something that change the behavior, that change the mental state of individuals from the previous one. So, students, it is something that makes some relatively permanent change in the behavior of individuals is known as learning. Fine. Well, I mean, the different learnings that we, or the different knowledge that we acquire during our studies may pertain to discipline, may pertain to management of different things including time, resources, human scheduling, regarding management of projects and so on. So, students, we have learned that learning is something that changes the mental capacity, that changes the mental state of an individual and adds something of value to the mental state of individuals. Looking at the second point displayed on the slide, the second point illustrates, rather states that an enduring change in behavior, enduring change, long lasting. enduring change, relatively permanent. Enduring change which can be observed prominently is known as enduring change. Fine. So learning is an enduring change in behavior or in the capacity to behave in a given fashion. Given fashion means given way, given style maybe. So, which results from practice or other forms of experience. Practice is one form of experience. Observation is another form of experience. So, it says that learning is something that modifies our behavior, that has some positive contribution to the things, to the behavior that we were not previously performing, and now we are going to perform those behaviors for successful operations, for achieving the goals of the organization, for fulfilling the requirements of our job. So these are the things that enables us, that pushes us, that motivates us to learn something. Garraman 2003 stated that learning is not only about knowledge but learning skills as well. He says that knowledge सिर्फ knowledge को या for that matter learning knowledge को इकट्ठा कर लेना, जंबल अप कर लेना नहीं है, बल्कि we should not forget the side of experiencing it, practically implementing it. He says that knowledge is not only the acquisition of knowledge, learning is not only the acquisition of knowledge but also its implementation, but also acquiring some practical things, practical aspects of learning, जिसको कि हम क्या कहते हैं, skills कहते हैं. Suppose कंप्यूटर प्रोग्राम्स के बारे में बहुत कुछ पढ़ लिया, कंप्यूटर्स के बारे में बहुत कुछ पढ़ भी लिया और बहुत सारी बुक्स भी इकट्ठी कर ली, पूरी एक लाइब्रेरी बना ली, उस पूरी लाइब्रेरी को पढ़ भी लिया. पढ़ लेना is something else. Well, good, ठीक है. Since you develop an understanding, since you get the concepts more clarified by reading through, by going through different books, by going through the experiences of different people, by going through different researches that are taking place, that are ongoing, that are presented, that are published in the form of research paper. Okay, good. So, according to Garraman, it is not only about acquisition of knowledge but also development of some practical aspects of learning as well, that is development of the skills. Fine. The second point that he emphasizes is about learning outcomes can be incremental, that is जो outcomes हैं learning के वो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता with the passage of time, with the experiencing things, when you experience the things, you build upon that asset, you build upon that knowledge. So he says that learning outcomes can be incremental, that is building gradually on what has already been learned. जो कुछ आपने learn किया, concepts मज़ीद clear होंगे, आप रिसर्च पढ़ोगे, मज़ीद बेहतर हो जाओगे, आप मज़ीद बुक्स, मज़ीद नॉलेज एक्वायर करोगे, तो जो आपके बेसिकली जो आपने लर्न किए थे कॉन्सेप्ट्स, उनको स्ट्रॉन्ग करने में, उनको सपोर्ट करने में आपकी हेल्प करेगा. वेल, ऑन द अदर हैंड, और इट इज ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, और इट इज the learning is transformational in nature. What does it mean? It means that by transformation he means that changing ways of being, thinking, focusing and action. This is feeling and action. Yes, you're right. पहले आप किसी एक तरीके से काम किया करते थे, जो आपने नॉलेज एक्वायर किया, और सिर्फ एक्वायर नहीं किया, since he is of the opinion that only the acquisition of knowledge is not necessary, rather you have to transform it as well. So what do we mean by transformation? That by transformation we mean that कि आपने जो नॉलेज एक्वायर किया था, अब आपने उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करना शुरू किया, और जो वेज ऑफ डूइंग द थिंग्स थे, वेज ऑफ फीलिंग्स, वेज ऑफ टेकिंग एन एक्शन, यू हैव added to those existing ways of actions. You have modified your doing the things. You have modified the ways of thinking. Students, by transformation we mean that when we add to, when we adopt different ways of doing the things, different ways of thinking, different ways of feeling, different ways of taking an action, actually we are learning. Actually we have learned something. जब हम डिफरेंट चीज़ों को मैनिपुलेट करके, डिफरेंट चीज़ों को सीख के, when we adopt, when we increase, when we enhance the ways that are practically in practice previously, तो जब हम चीज़ों को enhance करते हैं, उनकी नेचर को, उनके काम करने के तरीके को, so that basically is about learning. Fine. The third point that he tells us is about transformational learning of individuals and organizations may be a struggle, may take time, and may involve conflicts. Yes, this is very much true, that whenever you transform, whenever you leave the status quo, whenever you leave old ways of doing the things and you adopt new ways of doing the things, that really needs hard work, that really needs different resources involved, that really needs some efforts to leave the previous state of action and adoption of the new ways of doing the things. So first of all, you have to be involved in doing the things, understanding the things. So first understanding, then doing needs a lot of struggle. Then definitely when it comes to acquiring as well as understanding as well as transforming it or inculcating those acquired new skills and new knowledge into your own working practices, it needs lot of time as well. So students, we have understood that acquiring knowledge is not necessary. You have to transform it and practically implement it. So students, when we transform the knowledge that we have acquired is actually the learning. Moving on to the next slide will enable us to understand more closely what basically the concept of learning is. Students, another thing that we have learned, that transformation of knowledge, transformation of the things that we have learned may come up with or may bring with it some sort of conflicts as well. That can be conflict of opinion, that can be conflict of the implementation at the time of implementation of that acquired knowledge, that can be conflict of the people you want to share the ideas. So by summarizing the conflict, it can be the interpersonal conflict or it can be the intrapersonal conflict. Mostly when we acquire something and we try to implement it in the work settings, we try to implement it or we try to make the things more clear about transforming that knowledge, can result in intrapersonal conflicts. Okay students, moving ahead for understanding the concept of learning as per Gravin's viewpoint, he says that there is no one right way to learn for everybody and for every situation. Yes, this is true. We all agree to it. As I have told you people in the previous lecture that while defining work-based learning, since the fields of study are different, so learning can be defined with respect to different fields of knowledge, different fields of studies. The meaning for learning for different fields of studies may be different. Not even for different fields of studies, but also for different situations, the learning means something different. And it says that the things that can enhance learning, the things that contribute toward better learning, और we may say that simple अल्फाज में हम यूं कह सकते हैं कि वो चीज़ें जो कि आपकी लर्निंग को मज़ीद बेहतर बनाती हैं, इफ़ेक्टिव बनाती हैं, वो हैं when a students, when a learner asks question, when a learner listen to the speaker very carefully, when he asks some questions and raises some challenges for the provider or for the trainer or for the lecturer, and inquiring about different terms used, different themes that are a part of that training or that learning, that class for that matter. So कहने का मतलब ये कि हम लर्निंग को इफ़ेक्टिव किन टूल से बना सकते हैं? हम लर्निंग को इफ़ेक्टिव बना सकते हैं by asking questions, by listening carefully, by coming up with challenging and inquiring about certain concepts, about certain problems. And when we take help of all these things to clarify, to elaborate, to go or to continue the discussion about the similar concepts in depth, we are making our learning more effective. And he is of the opinion that when the learning process is self-managed, it becomes more effective. This is totally related to, this is totally pertinent to this course, this subject, that is work-based learning project. When an individual by himself is totally involved in doing the things, in implementing the concepts that he has learned, and now he is using those concepts in the workplace, when he is totally involved, when he is responsible for managing the knowledge acquired, and he is supposed to manage the work by implementing those concepts. Now he is involved in a process of managing himself, how comfortably or uncomfortably he can manage. So the more comfortably he manages the things, he manages the knowledge and applies to the practical work, the more effective he will be in working as well as in developing the learning level of whatever he has learned earlier. When he is involved by himself by performing some work, he may face some problems. He may be coming up with some decisions. He may be looking for the available resources, and generally the resources that are available within an organization are scarce, are limited. So when he is involved in managing those limited resources, those limited things available, and he has to manage the work activities, he has to perform the work activities, so he is effectively learning, he is effective in his learning processes, how these resources should be used, how the time should be managed, which work is to be done first and which work is to be done at later stages. So कहने का मतलब ये कि लर्निंग को इफेक्टिव कैसे बनाया जा सकता है whenever we are in the formal settings, or if we are not in a formal setting, even if we are performing at workplaces and we come across some problem, we may consult the opinion of experts which are around us. So when we ask questions, when we listen to them, listen to the answers of those questions if very carefully, when we apply the skills that we have learned in the classrooms very carefully, so we can make our learning very effective. Okay students, so after having Garavin's viewpoint, let's discuss something more, and let's discuss how learning of any individual starts. Students, learning for any individual starts by looking at the process that has been provided to us by the psychologists, by the researchers. But anybody can have his or her own opinion about starting a learning process as per his or her understanding. Students, if we look at this model, this learning cycle given to us, we come to know about that generally we come to know, or we come to learn from different ways, from different aspects. One way of starting a learning, I mean for some people, the starting point for learning is different from the other group of people. If we look at the diagram, if we look at this framework provided to us, we come to know that the starting point can be quite different from other individuals. If we look at the diagram, and if we start discussing it from left to down, this gives us totally a different picture as compared to if we start looking at this learning process from right to down. So students, for the time being, starting with left side first and moving on to downsides, leading this framework to downside gives us one of the aspects, one of the opinions, or we may say that one of the ways of learning, although it is looking like something really complex to understand. But if we look at the left top box, it has been written over there that this is unconscious competence. What do we mean by unconscious competence? if I make it more easy for you people, so we may say that these we don't know what we know. बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें होती हैं जो हमें ऑलरेडी आती होती हैं, जिनके बारे में हमारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्लियर होते हैं, लेकिन we generally are unable to reflect upon them. हम उनको लोगों के सामने एक्सप्रेस नहीं करते. हम लोगों को उसके बारे में, उन स्किल्स के बारे में, उस नॉलेज के बारे में बताते नहीं हैं. क्या आप लोगों की ज़िंदगी में नॉर्मली जनरली ऐसा होता है कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें आपको आती हैं, लेकिन you do not recognize or register those things again and again? जी, ऐसा होता है स्टूडेंट्स. We may we may clarify this unconscious competence by taking an example. First, I will take an example from general life, and then we will be implementing that general life example to the management practices or the working of the organization. Students, अनकॉन्शियस कॉम्पिटेंस ये है, आपके पास एक गाड़ी है, एक कार है जो कि आप ड्राइव करते चले आ रहे हैं पिछले 5-7 साल से. जब आप पिछले 5-7 साल से एक ही चीज़ को प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, एक ही तरह की गाड़ी इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, तो यू अनकॉन्शियसली start using different equipments installed in it, like CD-ROM, like shifting of gears, like switching on and off of lights, like managing the things that are available, that are installed in the cabin. आप ऑटोमेटिकली ऐसा कर लेते हैं. जब गियर चेंज करने की ज़रूरत पड़ती है, आप गियर चेंज कर लेते हैं. जब ब्रेक लगाने की ज़रूरत पड़ती है, आप विदाउट लुकिंग एट द पैडल, विदाउट लुकिंग एट द गियर लीवर, विदाउट लुकिंग एट द ऑडियो सिस्टम दैट हैज़ बीन इंस्टॉल्ड इन योर कार, विदाउट लुकिंग एट और विदाउट पेइंग इट अटेंशन, you may switch on the lights as and when required, or you may switch off it when required. So कहने का मतलब ये स्टूडेंट्स, जब हम काफ़ी अरसे से किसी एक चीज़ को प्रैक्टिस कर रहे होते हैं तो हम उससे यूज्ड टू हो जाते हैं. जब यूज्ड टू हो जाते हैं तो हमें रिकग्नाइज करने की, उसको रिफ्रेश करने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती, एंड वी कंटिन्यू डूइंग द सेम थिंग अगेन एंड अगेन. सो दिस इज अनकॉन्शियस कॉम्पिटेंस. You do not know what you know. Why I say this thing? You do not know what you know because there is no need to reflect, because there is no need to express or register or to tell someone that you know this thing. इससे मुझे एक और चीज़ जहन में आई जिसको हम कहते हैं गेस्टाल्ट पर्सपेक्टिव. What basically Gestalt perspective is, since this is something related to psychology, this is something about learning that is related to that has been developed by the psychologists. Gestalt perspective is about when you see something in physical, but at the same time something in the form of concepts, something in the form of thoughts is running in the back of your mind as well. So students, यहाँ से जब हम इसको देखते हैं, you do not know what you know. You do not know what you know is about unconscious competence. हमें नहीं पता कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें हमें आती हैं. क्यों आती हैं? उसकी वजह यह है कि ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम हम उन चीज़ों को प्रैक्टिस करते रहते हैं. आप एक गाड़ी है, एक गाड़ी को आप पिछले 5 या 7 साल से चला रहे हैं. आपको 5-6 साल हो चलें, 7 साल हो चलें. You are practicing, you are continuously practicing the same thing. So there is no need to look for a gear lever, no need to look for the equipment that has been installed in your car, and you are unconsciously operating the car, unconsciously operating the things that are available in the cabin of the car. Fine, students. This leads our discussion to the second stage of learning. यहाँ पे क्या था पहली स्टेज में? पहली स्टेज में हम लोगों ने ये सीखा कि since in our daily lives, in the organizations, and as I have took the example of a car, you are used to driving that car, you are used to it, so बहुत सारी चीज़ें आप लर्न कर जाते हो जिनका कि आपको पता नहीं होता. You do not know what you know. जो ही सिचुएशन चेंज होती है, जो ही आपने कार का नया मॉडल ख़रीदा, जो ही आपने कार का ब्रांड चेंज किया, जो ही आप for that matter you were serving Nestle in Pakistan and you have been shifted to, you have been transferred to some other country of the world. यहाँ पे जो आप कार ड्राइव कर रहे थे उसका स्टीयरिंग राइट साइड पे था. As soon as you went to Afghanistan, उसका स्टीयरिंग लेफ्ट साइड पे चला गया. Situation has changed. कार के अंदर के जो फीचर्स हैं that have been changed. क्या हुआ? जो ही सिचुएशन चेंज हुई, although that is the same car, although that is having the same model, although that is having the same brand, but उसके अंदर के जो फीचर्स हैं चेंज हो गए हैं, उसके कंट्रोल्स चेंज हो गए हैं, सिचुएशन चेंज हो गई है. यहाँ पे हम लोग आ गए लर्निंग साइकिल के सेकंड स्टेज पे. अभी तक हमने जो लर्निंग साइकिल डिस्कस किया है, वी हैव टुक स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द लेफ्ट टॉप साइड. लेफ्ट टॉप से हमने अनकॉन्शियस कॉम्पिटेंस को डिस्कस किया. अब जो ही सिचुएशन चेंज हो गई, हमारी ये अनकॉन्शियस कॉम्पिटेंस चेंज हो जाती है कॉन्शियस incompetence में. Now we know that with the change in the situation, बहुत सारी चीज़ें, बहुत सारे equipment, बहुत सारा गाड़ी के अंदर की कैबिन की चीज़ें that have been changed. We are aware of, हमें पता है कि अब हम incompetent हो गए हैं, हमें बहुत सारी चीज़ों का नहीं पता, हमें बहुत सारी चीज़ों को सीखने की ज़रूरत है, हमें बहुत सारी स्किल्स दोबारा से डेवलप करने की ज़रूरत है. सो स्टूडेंट्स, दिस स्टेज इज़ नोन एज कॉन्शियस इनकॉम्पिटेंस. हम इनकॉम्पिटेंट हो गए, जो ही सिचुएशन चेंज हुई, हमारा लर्निंग जो कुछ हमें शायद आता था बहुत कुछ, अब हमें पता ये चला कि हमें बहुत कुछ नहीं आता. जो आता था वो न आने में कन्वर्ट हो गया. एंड वी आर वेल अवेयर ऑफ कि यस, वी डोंट नो मैनी ऑफ द थिंग्स. सो स्टूडेंट्स, इस सिचुएशन को हम लोग कहते हैं कॉन्शियस इनकॉम्पिटेंस. फाइन. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस? सेकंड स्टेज में वी रिकग्नाइज्ड दैट, वी रजिस्टर्ड दैट maybe the gear lever is on the other hand now, the buttons for switching on or off of the wipers, switching on the lights, placement of the audio system, placement of the cabin lights, placement of the seat belt maybe has changed, and we recognize it. We agree to this, that yes, there is a possibility, and definitely it is, this is a possibility that we do not know. So we have to learn. Gap has been generated. हमें क्या करना है? हमें लर्न करना है. क्या करना है? जो नई सिचुएशन की रिक्वायरमेंट है उसके मुताबिक नॉलेज एक्वायर करना है, उसके मुताबिक स्किल्स को डेवलप करना है, उसकी डिमांड के मुताबिक बिहेव करना है. So students, the second stage of learning is conscious incompetence. अब हमें ये पता चल गया, we are well aware of that many of the things in the new car are different from the previous one. So what we are supposed to do? अब हमें क्या करना चाहिए? स्टूडेंट्स, आपका क्या ख्याल है इस सिचुएशन में एक इंसान को क्या करना चाहिए? गुड, यस, फॉर श्योर. उसको मेहनत करनी चाहिए. अगेन acquisition of knowledge starts. Again he tries hard to acquire the required knowledge, the required skills needed to operate that car. ऐसा ही है स्टूडेंट्स. ओके, जब वो ये कार, जो नई कार है, जो कि जिसमें के उसके अंदर के सर्कमस्टांसेस चेंज्ड हैं, इसको एक्वायर करता है, नाउ ही अगेन स्टार्ट्स लर्निंग टू ओवरकम द प्रॉब्लम्स दैट ही इज कमिंग अक्रॉस. द प्रॉब्लम्स मे बी रिलेटेड टू ऑपरेटिंग द कार in terms of starting a car, in terms of shifting the gear, in terms of hooking up the belt, in terms of switching on the lights and wipers and few other things as well. So now he has to learn where and how to handle all these problems, how to overcome these gaps that have been generated after experiencing or after having a new car. Fine. So students, when he really take care of, or he starts putting in efforts to overcome, to learn these gaps, to overcome these gaps, he asks somebody for telling him about how to locate or shift the gear, how to locate the hook for seat belt, and so on and so forth. Or he may learn from a manual that has been provided to him with the changed car that has got steering on left side. Okay students, so when he learns, when he put in efforts, when he tries hard to overcome these situations, to learn how to drive this changed car, so what he is involved in, or what he is doing basically, he is at the third stage of this learning cycle. Now he is in the process of developing the competencies. Now he is supposed to develop the competencies, because he knows, he is well aware that without developing those skills, without developing those competencies, he may not be able to drive a car. And if he drives a car without developing these competencies, that will result in an accident. That will result in the failure of driving a car, failure in the experience of driving a car. So when he comes to the third stage or the third level of learning, the third level of learning is known as conscious competence. Why it is known as conscious competence? Because he is willingly learning the things, and at the end of the day he has developed the required skills for driving a new car. So he is aware of, he is consciously competent. He is aware of the fact that now he has learned how to drive a new car with changed circumstances. So when he becomes expert of it, when he recognizes that the things that are changed in a new car are known to me now, I know where the gear lever is, where the steering is, where the hook for seat belt is, where the audio system is located, where the buttons for switching on the lights and the wipers are. So he learned all of these things and he knows that he has learned. So when he learns and he knows that he has learned something new by putting in efforts, by making him indulging in the activities that are necessary to learn something, so he becomes once again consciously competent. Now he knows that he knows. He is aware of that he knows how to drive a new car. Okay. Over a period of time, when he experiences driving of a new car for 2 years, maybe for 3 years, maybe for a longer period of time, again this conscious competence will be changed into unconscious competence. Why? Because he becomes an expert of doing the things over a period of time. दोबारा से सीख गया है और unconsciously वो चीज़ें practice कर रहा है. So one side of learning is complete by looking at the learning cycle from this side. So हमने start लिया था unconscious competence से और दोबारा हम unconscious competence तक पहुंच गए. So this is one way of interpreting that how learning generally takes place, or rather how generally starts for an individual. Students, now let's put an example from the organization's perspective. Let's see how this competence cycle, rather one side of the competence cycle is related to the managerial function or to the organizational functions of an individual. Suppose Mr. X is a bank manager for the last 10 years. So he has been practicing all the practices, all the things, all the regulations, all the workings or the practices within an organization. So when he is practicing for the last 10 years, the practices that have been used in the organization, so he becomes well expert of it. When he becomes expert of it, so we are at the starting point of learning cycle, and we are discussing again the first level, first stage, that is unconscious competence. He is unconsciously, without recognizing, without registering rather, take up the things, practice it, do his work, do his job, deals with the people, deals with the customers in a required or set manner, what he is used to. He is performing his duties as per requirements of the organization, and he has developed his way of work that is accepted by the organization. Suppose छोटी सी बात कर लेते हैं, बैंक अल फलाह का मैनेजर है. He knows whenever I have to go to my office, I have to wear pant, coat, and I'm supposed to look nice, so for that matter I have to put on tie. Fine. Whenever early morning he wakes up, he puts on this dress and moves to his office. This is one example rather. I mean, there can be many other managerial practices. There can be maybe making some routine decisions. This can be pertinent to dealing with the customers. This can be pertinent to the communicating with his or her employees. So, whenever he wakes up, he put on the said dress and moves to the workplace. And unconsciously he is doing this because he knows, because this is something that he has to do. So, unconsciously he is doing the same thing all the day, all the time. As soon as he has been transferred to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in the Bank of Khyber, over there the scenario is different. Over there he was supposed to wear kameez shalwar with waistcoat. Suppose this is a hypothetical example. Fine. Now whenever early morning he wakes up to go to his office, he has to remember first that what is my dress code, what I have to wear to go to office. So consciously he became sort of incompetent in a term that he may not be knowing the culture of the Bank of Punjab. He may not be knowing the practices that are in practice in Bank of Khyber, sorry. Please make it a correction. I have wrongly said Bank of Punjab rather. When he has been transferred to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, so he has been transferred to the Bank of Khyber. So over there when he reached in his workplace, he came to know about that there are certain things, there are many things that he do not know. Okay, well, he was a banker previously and was serving for serving Bank Al Falah for the last 10 years. Maybe the basics may be the same, the procedures, few of the procedures may be the same, but there is a possibility that few of the things may get changed. Maybe dealing with the people, maybe talking or communicating with the local people, maybe their culture, maybe few more things. So he came to know that in Islamabad when he was serving, Bank Al Falah was something different from the services, from the behavior that he is supposed to adopt in Bank of Khyber. Since location is different, maybe distance from his house is different, maybe the culture, definitely the culture is different, the language is different, attitude of people is different, and many other things, maybe organizational practices. So he recognized that, he is well aware of that many of the things I have to learn from the scratch. So he has to learn, he has become consciously incompetent over here. He knows that now many of the things I have to learn once again. And for learning of these things, he has to put in his efforts, or organization that he has joined may send him for training. Again, training is for the purpose of learning the things, learning the practices. So he will learn, so he will put in efforts, so he has to do struggle. As Garavan has told us that learning new things or transforming of knowledge has to be supported, rather has to be linked with struggle and time consumption. So he will consume time to learn, but what he is basically doing now, he is moving from second level to the third level. Second level is consciously incompetent. He is consciously incompetent. Now he is converting that incompetence to the competence. Now he wants to see himself as an expert. Now he wants to learn in a manner that is required by the organization to become an expert, to work effectively. So when he puts in efforts, when he goes for training, when he acquires skills, when he learns the language, when he learns different ways of dealing with the people, and he learns the practices that have been implemented by Bank of Khyber, he becomes consciously competent. Now he knows over a period of time, definitely time will be consumed for taking up, for acquiring such knowledge, such skills, such expertise. So he has acquired now, he has learned how to deal with people. So, and he knows that now he has learned. So when he knows that he has acquired, when he recognizes that he knows the things, how to deal, how to function in this organization now, he became consciously competent. He knows what he knows. Okay? And when he practices the same thing for 5 years or maybe more than 5 years, again these practices becomes something inherited part of his working. वो उसके काम का हिस्सा बन जाती. अब बगैर पूछे, बगैर किसी मैनुअल को कंसल्ट किए, बगैर किसी ट्रेनिंग पे गए, बगैर किसी हिचकिचाहट के, he will be involved in practicing those issues, those practices. So when he, without recognizing, practices whatever the requirements of the organization are, so he became unconsciously competent again. There is no need to register or recognize or recall the things that, okay, if I have to deal with the customers, what procedure I have to follow. If I have to open an account in Bank of Khyber, what is the procedure to be followed because he has become used to it now. He has been doing the same thing over a period of time now. So one side of learning cycle which has been started from unconscious competence has ended up again in unconscious competence. So students, in this lecture we have covered that what basically the learning is, and we have said that learning is something that makes place in the minds of people or that helps people to change their behavior. So it is relatively a permanent change, and we have discussed one side of the learning cycle. Thank you very much.